Hey, how's it going, boys? What is up? So it's back once again for yet another Suptix video. Wow, dude! In the middle of summer. Alright. It's a very unexpected Suptix thing, because I am not prepared for this. Holy shit! So this is gonna be a big one. We have quite a bit of new characters that got added into this specific Suptix banner. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about, and I'm also gonna include only Fire Favorite Guild War. Because Fire Favorite Guild War is next month. Wind Favorite Guild War is in November, so I'm very certain there'll be another Suptix before that. Yeah, so Wind Favorite Guild War, I'll only talk next time. So for now, this is only just gonna be Fire, so yes. Okay, just letting you guys know beforehand. Alright, so we're gonna go element by element first on the new characters. So first one would be... Where's Miss Miranda? I don't see her. Oh, there she is. Alright. Last I recall, she is pretty shit. Technically, you can kind of ignore her because she's very focused on V2 as well. But if you know, in comparison to Show, from what I remember, is very similar. They're both very similar characters, but she's like one of the better ones when it comes to being able to use the use the character in full auto. Yeah, in full auto, Miss Miranda works a little bit better because, you know, she has like shield, she has like unchallenged, she has like extra what's that, meter and shit, you know, those kind of stuff. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. But if you ask me for my opinion for Miss Miranda and this specific Suptix, you should just ignore it. She's not gonna be helpful in Guild War either. I highly doubt so. The other one will be Shion, Mirin's good friend. Yep, Mirin's good friend. She is very catered towards Agni, simply because that, yes, in Japanese, she's very catered towards katana based stuff, like character wise, weapon wise as well. So it's kind of like those type of characters, say for example like Fiorito, or I can't really remember any other characters on top of my head right now, but yeah, those type of characters that is really just highly focused on one specific weapon type, inclusive of like the weapon specialty on characters as well. Last I recall, this is her second skill is based on characters. So other characters that are katana based, this is gonna be hitting really hard. Yeah, this can hit really hard when you have like your other character slots as katana specialty wielders, whichever you want to call them. And then her first passive is the one where she gains extra effects, where she gains a lot of extra damage, defense, CA, whatever crap, based on how many katanas that you're equipping in your grid. So a lot of times it's just better off using this character if you're Agni. If you're not Agni, probably not, because Magna don't really use what's that, a lot of katanas in general, unfortunately. Yeah, end of the day, this is just Agni type of character. There's probably better characters if you really want for like Magna anyways, and if you do not have those characters in the first place. So yeah, I mean, I think you can still kind of use it even if you're Magna. Either way for Shion, it's kind of like you just don't really see like the full potential of Shion if you're using Magna. That's what I think. It's just, Shion's a great character. It's just that you can't really utilize her to 100%. Maybe at most you're only utilizing 50% of her real strength in Magna. The third character would be underwater now. So we have Tro. Okay, so Tro is very crit based, right? Because his Ogi is Keen. He adds Keen. His first skill kinda is another special one where you can copy as well, if I recall correctly. That's what it says, yeah. So it says here that he can replicate and gain crit as well. So yeah, he's kind of focused on crit. This one is kind of like some debuff thing which you can kind of ignore for the most part. This one is a very decent nuke, I suppose. And then he has like a special He has a special, what's that, buff of his that you can kind of add his stacks based on the, what's that? You can, based on how many times you crit or some shit. So every time you crit, you can get 1 stack or some shit. And each stack gives you like multi-attack, defense, buff, debuff resistance and shit. So that's kind of okay, but like, well, I don't think he's super important. He can kind of be fun to play with, but I wouldn't really say he's that important to get. So, nah, not really. Alright, moving on. We're gonna try and keep this short as we can. Okay, so Earth we have Lena. Man, Lena would be a great character to actually Suptix. But unfortunately, Earth favorite Guild War is just over like a month ago. So technically you can ignore her. I mean, she's still pretty good, right? Like a good full auto character, you know, lots of sustain. You don't really press this, but you can activate this automatically based on, I've forgotten, like I think it's special attack or something, if I recall correctly. I don't remember what was the activation, but I know you activate this. So like you basically just use her mostly for full auto, or if not, like say for example, like in hard raids or whatever, you need a character that really heals you a lot. Lena can be that character. Yes, Lena has really good how do I say, her healing potency is really good. Just to put it in a nutshell kind of thing. That's what she is. She specializes mostly in just healing, sustain, keeping your characters alive and whatnot. Not really much on like the sustain of giving you a lot of damage reduction, like shield, armor, and all that stuff. She's not really that type of character, unfortunately. But yeah, she's still really good regardless. If you want to full auto a lot of things, so yes, she is really nice if you need that kind of character. Okay, okay, moving on for Win. Oh god, Win. So Win, we have 2 garbage characters. The garbage character number 1. Where's garbage character number 2? On the banner, yep. Garbage character on the banner, yep. 2 garbage characters on Win. You can ignore them. Trust me, they're shit. I mean, well, okay. So to be fair though, Sho has some potential, but his one passive is equally shit because he's so focused on V2. How many V2 battles do we have? Not a lot, so you can just ignore him now. Maybe 7-10 years from now you can consider him, but yeah, now just ignore him, okay? Okay, so light we have Tico. Very thick. Oh my god, Tico, man. Oh man, she's thick. And so, if you want me to summarize her character, if you really need this type of character, basically, I'm just gonna ask you a very good question. Do you like Funfu? Do you like Funfu? You don't like Funfu? Get her. End of story. Alright, do you like full auto? If you like manual, you go for Funfu. Okay? Yeah, see? It's very simple. You want a full auto and you hate Funfu, just go for Tico. Okay. Because she's very similar to the likes of Funfu. Very sustain based, heals a lot, provides extra sustain, keeping your characters alive, all that good stuff. And you can use that wonderful stuff all in full auto. Oops, I just knocked my mic. All in full auto. Funfu does not work in full auto. There you have it. I mean, yeah, free pot is kind of nice as well, but mostly kind of focused on that sustain part though, either way. So for Dark we have Dark Albert. So Dark Albert is a very nuke heavy zush kind of guy. By zush I mean he multi-attacks a lot. But honestly, it's actually not bad. I've been using him a lot when it comes to like trying to solo Chef Malice. Because, you know, I think there's some point there nobody really bothers about that raid anymore, and I still host it on a daily basis kind of thing. So I am using him for that one because he can delay a lot. But yeah, he's mostly just focused on just nukes after nukes, delays, because, you know, you can reset his first skill every time he Ogies, and he also allows you to delay whenever he uses his S1. If you need that type of character, sure, but like honestly, I think you can kind of ignore him just because like there's one character that is on my overlay right now that is probably way superior than him. She is not subtickable, but she's probably nicer to look at for your eyes, and she probably works way better than him either way. Maybe she doesn't delay as much as Albert, but she's very, very nice, delicious chocolate. Alright, last new one. The last one is Wildness. So Wildness is a new summon as well that they added in, which is the brand new series of which is they add extra, like I think 20, was it 20%? I don't remember the exact amount, but yeah, it adds extra modifier amount towards your primal shit. And I don't think there's full limit break yet. Yeah, so it's only max limit break. This is one of the summons, I would say, like for this summon series in general, I don't think you're really going to use the call at all. So this is the new summon series, where it's probably best to use in that, you know, that new so-called sub-summon shit. That one that is not out yet. By the time maybe late, if you're watching this in the future or something, probably is already out. But right now it's not out yet. But the whole summon thing, this summon series might be good for that, because it just gives you way extra damage, much bigger modifier and whatnot. Also, the stats isn't the greatest, the call isn't the greatest, because that new slots does not take an account of stats and call. You cannot use them for the call, you cannot use them for your stats either. You're only using it for its sub aura. So yeah, this is really, really good if you need that for your upcoming Guild War. So yeah, I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say this is too important for Guild War, but it's kind of nice. Then again, I'm not even sure if the whole new sub aura shit is gonna be even out by Guild War either way. Maybe it's probably gonna be out end of the year or something, right? Who knows? Okay, so those are the new ones, the new characters and the new summons that got added into this banner, or Suptix banner, whichever you want to call it. So now I'm gonna talk about, just focused on trying to help you decide on if you're trying to just improve your Guild War experience. Alright, so for Guild War, for OTK, you have a few choices that you can make. OTK, you have Lancelot Vane, you have Siegfried. These two is probably your number one characters that you can aim for. Especially, like, these two characters are like so freaking easy that you can use them in any given grid, because they are literally the characters that allows you to just have automated nukes every single time whenever they Ogi, so it just gets a lot of damage. And Xion is probably gonna help you in some way as well, but like I said earlier in the beginning of the video, where Xion is just mostly catered towards Agni in my opinion. You can still use her in Magna, yes, but probably not as strong as the ones as used compared to Primal, I mean. So yeah, you can consider using Xion as well. The other ones, if you want to solely focus on OTK, maybe you could also kind of use Tsubasa in a way, if you do not have the likes of, say, trumpet emoji, toot, whichever you want to call it, call that character. Because having the likes of Tsubasa does allows you to get extra meter, and his S2 also allows you to get extra CA specs too. So that will help you if you're on one of the weaker sides and you also need to press an extra button, or for some reason if you're not using Relic Buster. I'm not sure why if you're not using Relic Buster, but you should be using Relic Buster. If you're using Relic Buster, you should actually just ignore Tsubasa. You don't really need Tsubasa for that one. I think that's all for OTK. Colossus is pretty bad for OTK because you need to use Fish, and Fish sucks. Or if you want to use Relic Buster, you could do that, but at the same time, Colossus does kind of take a lot slower to you'll be in lockout a bit longer though, I think, from what I've seen. But yeah, I guess you could use Colossus, but I don't really think Colossus is that great though. You could use Colossus, yeah, but I don't think Colossus is that great. I think Colossus is just really if you're using Relic Buster or somehow Fish. I'm not sure why you're using Fish though at this point. You should just be using Relic Buster. But yeah, but I don't think Colossus is that great. It's just better off just fully focus on the other characters like Siegfried and Lancelot Vane, because they have much better in terms of being able to scale a lot easier, because they are skill based. You can scale them on skill based and CA specs as well. That just makes them a lot stronger in that way, because you can also if you have like Belial, if you have like, you know, all the like Michael, all the other shit, that will help even more. Yes, it will apply to those everything, yeah, and that adds up way more in my opinion. And yeah, you're not also entirely forced to use Relic Buster too. So if you're like you already have like the likes of like Shion or whatever, you could potentially even just get like Siegfried or something, or whatever, if you just want to do like the whole, what's that, 1 button or 0 button. Technically you can, wait, can you even do 0 button now? I don't think so. No, I think still the lowest is still somewhat like 1 to 0 buttons, because Fire OTK is really shit. it's not this is not something like Earth, you know. Earth OTK is probably one of the easiest to set up. Same goes for like Water as well. Fire and Light is not is one of the few elements that has really big problems when it comes to OTK. Setting up OTK is not that easy, especially if you want to go like down to 0 buttons kind of shit. So yeah, so moving on, outside of OTK, there are a lot of choices here. You can actually, like, for example, if you want to make use of full auto stuff, Ulysses is really good. Her weapon is really good too, if you're planning to eventually go into Primal as well. So Ulysses is great. Zeta is really strong as well. I'm not too sure about her last though, because her last is getting full limit break, but the problem is that her full limit break is after this Suptix, because this Suptix is only up until 27th, and her last is only gonna be available for us in full limit break on the 29th. So I have no idea how is that gonna be, but judging from the experience thus far, if you want to take a gamble, you could actually get her, I suppose, because a lot of times in the past, same goes for the one in the previous Guild War, which is our favorite Guild War, where when they added the most recent full limit break character, it helped the Guild War experience way better. Because like, for the most recent example is Yugu full limit break. You guys know how good Yugu full limit break turned out to be. She became like such a really good character to full auto with in Guild War. I used her a lot as well, and it was pretty damn good. Yeah. So yeah, so let's just keep that in mind for her last, because we don't know how her last is yet. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Athena is probably another character that you can kind of consider, obviously, because she gives a lot of sustain. She heals a little bit. She can kind of delay for you. You know, it helps a lot if you have like, maybe if you're relatively in a decent setup or something. If your grid is kind of okay, she can help you nuke really hard, because you know, she can, you need to get her to get targeted 5 turns or something, and she can nuke automatically, and her nukes are quite potent as well. So if you have like skill cap and stuff in your grid, especially if you're primal, she can hit really hard. Yeah. UL used to be great, but I don't think UL is that good anymore. Vaseraga is also in a very similar seat as Athena, but in my opinion, I don't think it really it's not really that different, because to me, both of them have like similar roles, because they're kind of like the person that is helping you take lesser damage or take all the damage. But for Athena, it kind of spreads out, right? Because she gives you like that armored thing. She gives you like refresh. She gives you like the wind defense up kind of thing. Athena does all that, but Vaseraga is more like he takes all that shit for you. He has all allies sub. He has like crazy amount of defense. He can hit really hard by his nukes as well, and he just doesn't die. He basically just doesn't die at all. But you probably don't see him Ogi as well. But yeah, he is actually would be that character if you kind of want like just staying alive the entire run of like your Nightmare 150 or something. He can be pretty good. So if you either want to consider like a sustained character between Athena or Vaseraga, you should just pick either one of them. Don't pick both of them, because that'll be way too much. Because you need to have like a little bit extra buffs or like DPS in your other party slots rather than having two big-ass sustain characters in your team, rather. Yeah. Anturia can be your another choice as well, because Anturia, when the only other thing you probably have to do with her if you're afraid of dying, if you're planning to use Anturia, you should always press her S2 first, because her S2 is kind of like changing her stance. Because by default, whenever you enter the battle, she is kind of like the offensive stance. So if you want to change her to the defensive stance, which allows her to like, I don't know, heal a little bit and shit like that, to give you a little bit extra sustain and stuff, you need to press her S2 like once and then just leave it. If you don't like the whole notion of not being not super 100% full auto, then yeah, you can just say fuck it, I guess. But yeah, Antura is a pretty good full auto character too. Miranda is garbage. Other full auto characters you can probably consider is, I would even say Siegfried is pretty good for full auto as well, because he does give you sustain from time to time, because he has, I think, how much is his wind shield again? I think it's 50% or something, right? He give you wind, or is it 80%? I think it was 50%. He can give you a bit of sustain as well, and he can give you some form of protection. But I would say it's kind of like he's the way he is at the moment. I feel like Athena might be a little bit better, just because Athena provides a little bit more compared to Siegfried. Siegfried is kind of like slightly below the likes of Athena. It's just more like, say for example, right, if you're in a position where you need a full auto character and an OTK character, like, and then you don't really have any other good choices at the moment, I think it's just better off you just go with Siegfried at that point, because he can actually provide some sort of a good option for your full auto as well in maybe 100 to 150. And of course, you can also use him for OTK. He's really, really good for OTK, yes. So it's only those few options. Yeah, so that's all there is to it. I don't think there's really much else for me to add. If you want to add in the comments, by all means, because I am not perfect, and in a way I'm also trying to rush this video out because I want to play FF14. Alright, I'm done for now. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys find this helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. By next time, I mean probably tomorrow. Yes, because tomorrow is gonna be a big day. Wait, by the time you see this video, it's already tomorrow. So yeah, well, today I guess. Because we're gonna see like lottery shit, and yeah, we got new characters, blah blah blah. I'll see you guys then. Hey, okay.